There we go. So this webinar is being recorded so that families who can't attend live will benefit from the information. And if you don't want to be recorded, you can watch the recording on YouTube instead at a later time. So welcome to our meeting. I'm Kimberly, and in this session, we will be exploring the brand new Edge browser. So when people go to internet, they think of all different browsers. You have many different options. It just depends on whether you are using a cell phone or a tablet or a laptop. So different browser options, and Edge is available both for mobile and in the desktop version, and I'll be showing you all about the features that are in the desktop version. It's like the one that you use on a laptop or a computer. So I am going to drop a code. It's a conversation code that it enables people to listen to this conversation in another language. And I'm going to put it into the chat. And I will also say it aloud so that if you can't find the chat, you will have it. It's QIRHE, and that will enable you to use the Microsoft Translator app in your mobile device, or go to translate.it and put that code, again, it's QIRHE, into this little spot there, and then you've got options to listen to it in your language. So before we begin, here's some quick tips for how to participate in this meeting. Please mute your mic to start, and also please turn off your video. That way, because this is being recorded publicly, we want to make sure that video is off. All right, next, I want to let you know that there's this little chat bubble here. If you use the speech bubble, if you click that in the toolbar, it will open up a panel on the right side so that you can participate in the chat. Go ahead and raise your hand if you have a question. And I have Emily Bannon that's here with us. She's going to be helping back up with the chat. So she'll be answering your questions. And if you have questions that are about Edge, put them in the chat. If you have questions that are about other things, please use this link here. Keep in mind that the F, the Q, and the S are capitals. So when you click this link, or when you go to the link in a browser, you can just write down right now bit.ly/FAM, Q, and S, capital S. If you write that down right now, at a later time after the webinar, you can give us some suggestions for further webinar ideas, or even ask a question and we'll get back to you. So during this time together, we're going to be exploring Edge features. So there's a way to add your favorites. You can find a word on a page. You know, sometimes you'll go to a web page and it comes up in your search, and you'll just want to search for that one word, and it helps to locate exactly what you need on the page quickly. There's a read aloud option that's built in right into Edge, the ability to translate web pages, and now they've got a way that when you look at a PDF in Edge, you can read aloud. You can use speech, text to speech, to have it read to you, and you can ink on it. You can save it. It's a pretty cool new feature. So let's look at what browsers for Microsoft have looked like over time. We began with Internet Explorer. Actually, there's ones before that, but let's just go back to the old Internet Explorer. This one isn't one that we're using anymore. It's not being updated. Microsoft switched to Edge, and now they have the new Edge. So the features that I'm going to be sharing with you today are the new Edge, and it looks like a wave. So if you don't have this one, you may not have all the features that I'm going to be sharing with you, but you can certainly update your Edge. And if you are on a district device, a student device, then you will have this Edge. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's pop into Edge right now and begin. So let me find at the bottom of my toolbar. So you see the taskbar where my mouse is moving at the very lower edge of your screen. When I click, it opens up in Edge. And if I'm on a student device, it will open up to the Tacoma Public Schools website. And here I'm going to think about, what do I need to go to frequently as a student? So, well, the first thing I would want to go to is my school. So I'm going to move my mouse around, and at this top black bar here on the Tacoma Public Schools website, and it's tacomaschools.org, I will I'll click on schools, and I will find my school. And now I think to myself, well, that's a couple clicks. What if I just want to make a shortcut so that I'm there without going to 2 clicks? So how to do that is when you are in your browser and you've got the place where your web address is up here in the bar, if you click on the image that's right before the HTTPS, sometimes it's an icon, in this case it's a lock, you can click it and drag it down, and now I've got a little shortcut that I can just click to get to, just like that. You can also, do you see now that it's favorited over here? Now it's favorited. It's got a little star. If it hadn't been clicked, so I'm going to remove it right now. So if it, see, it's gone from here. If it hadn't been clicked, or if I hadn't already put it as a favorite down here, I would go over here to the star and I would click the star, and I could rename it just to my school or Arlington. And I like keeping it on the favorites bar. That's exactly what this is called right here, is my favorites bar. And I'm going to say done. So then it came back, but now it went in over here and it's way down. There's also a spot here to my favorites, and it's way down here at the bottom, but I can always click and drag to reorder that. So now I drug it up to the top, which is now over here. So how I did that is these 3 dots, and I went to favorites, and there's all my favorites, because sometimes you have more favorites than will fit right here on the bar. So you can reorganize them that way. So that's trick number 1. Most browsers have that ability. That's nothing that amazing, but here is something really amazing, and it's collections. So over on the right-hand side, when you click this, you have the ability to make folders. Now you can see that I've got all my teacher folders that I've created, but I want to start a new collection. Say I'm a student who has just been assigned a project in science. So I'm going to be doing some research, and I'm going to be finding really good websites that I'll want to return to at another time. So if I start a new collection and then I title it Science Project, or just science, maybe I want to collect all of my science things together and all of my resources for math together. So I would make these collection folders for each of my subjects. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to enter. And then later on, when I find a website that I love, I can add it to the collection. So maybe I'm going to a website and I see something, and I'm doing maybe a report on NASA. So I find this article about the space station, and I think this is a good one. I want to add this one. So how I would do that, so maybe I don't have collections open yet. I'm just using Microsoft Edge to do a search, and I find this article. I would go over to the right-hand side at the top here and click the plus. And if I'm not in my science collection, I would look through all my collections, click on it, and then I click Add Current Page. Now look at that. I have a shortcut forever that is right in my collections. And to get to it, click, select Science, and there it is. And then all of my websites that I find that are really great that I want to return to that are about this science topic, I would put them into this collection, and they would just be little tiles that show all the way down the side on the right there. So that is collections, one of my favorite features. that Edge has added. So another feature, sometimes if I'm looking through a lot of articles maybe, and I'm doing maybe a project or a report about spacewalks. So I find this article and I think, okay, let me just get to it. Does this article have anything really good about spacewalks? So I will click over here on the right, the 3 dots for more. And then I'm going to search down here to something that says find on page. When I click that, I have a box that opens up on the top and I want to just look for things that are spacewalk. So as I start typing space, all the words are highlighted that say space, but I just want to learn about spacewalks. And look, there it is. But there's only one option. There's only one instance of the word spacewalk in this article. If I'm going to go back to backspace now to space, there were 30 different instances of spacewalk in this article, in this website, for space, and 7 are showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it might be hidden somewhere, but it says 7 are showing on this page. So I can use the down arrows to just click through, and you see that I can just click through the entire article and look for all the instances of that word that I've searched for. So that's a quick way to find something on page using this little 3 dots and then find on page. The next one I want to show you is Read Aloud. So Read Aloud offers you an opportunity to listen to the article instead of read it, or in conjunction with reading it, because you're going to see what happens when I click Read Aloud. So give it a second. And it starts at the very top, but maybe I don't want to start at the very top. So I'm going to, let me pause it really quick. I want to make sure that I'm sharing my system audio with you, which I don't think I did.
We could hear a little bit in the background.
Did you?
Yes.
Through my mic?
Yep.
And actually, Emily, this is a good time to stop. Have there been any questions in chat that we should share?
I'm not seeing any questions so far.
Good so far. Okay, so
well,
I'll
good
keep
so
showing.
far.
Good, thank you. So I'm going to go back to the Read Aloud here, but I don't really need to because it's already open. So here I'm going to keep going. So I'm going to click play again, and you should be able to hear
9 to 12.
As it starts, though, it starts
Spanish.
reading at the top, and I
Tech.
just want it to start at the beginning of the article. So I'm just going to click here.
What's life like aboard the International Space Station? This is a question only a select few can answer. But thanks to a new virtual
So you can
reality
see that
tour,
it's reading
more
it
people
aloud.
than ever.
And as it's reading, it's highlighting each line and each word, which is actually a really good way to increase your reading speed and your ability to read. So speaking of reading speed, if you go over to the right on the top, it says voice options. So this is my read aloud bar right here. If I click that, I can speed it up or slow it down. And I can change the voice. I have selected this one here, Aria in English. And let's slow it down a little bit so you can see what that sounds like. Sorry.
Ever can step aboard the floating lab to virtually explore the station and its mind-boggling views, reports Mashable's Dario Strange.
So
I feel created in collaboration with NASA and the Canadian and Europeans.
All right.
Take the quiz, leave a comment.
I'm going to pause it. That was Read Aloud. And finally, for this article, I want to show you how cool it is that you can have it translated. All you have to do in the new Edge is right click. So when you're looking at your mouse, you've got, 2 clickers, right? So there's one on the left that we normally use. There's actually the one on the right, and it gives you this option to translate. I may not want it translated to French, but it remembers that my last selection, my last choice of language was French. Look at that, it's in French. Well, maybe I accidentally did it, or maybe I'm multilingual and I want to see it in different languages, or back in English again. So up on the toolbar here, in the address field, we've got this little symbol, a translator symbol, and if I click it, I can go back to the original And so English, or I can select, look at all these languages. So lots and lots. Let's look at Korean. Translate. Give it a sec. Ta-da! Isn't that amazing? So remember that right click translate. It's amazing. I'm going to go back to original. There we go. Back to English. So we've just gone through finding on page, read aloud, and translate. But there's so much more. I'm going to open up a website. And in this site, I see something at the top that wasn't there with all of the websites that I've gone to. Do you see this little symbol in the address field? That is sort of like Read Aloud, but it's a little more robust. It's called Immersive Reader, and when I click on that, it eliminates all the, the visual distractions. Sure, the images and stuff that come with the article would still be in here, but it takes out all of the other, I don't know, visual noise is how I think of it, distractions, and it just focuses on the text. So it gives you lots of choices. Look at this menu. You can read it aloud, just like with
kids motivated for online learning. If you have one of those kids who jumps out of bed, eager to get started on whatever kind of learning is on the schedule for the day.
It reads aloud, and then when I go back up here, whoops, didn't mean to do that. I'm going to click it again. I've also got text preferences. When I click this, I can change my background. I can change the text spacing. See, do you see how it gave more space between the words? That really enhances the ability to read. I can decrease or increase the size of the text. So those are under the text preferences. Then when I click grammar tools, I can choose to break this up into syllables. I can use parts of speech. If I just want to see the nouns, it will highlight the nouns in purple. I'm going to turn the nouns off right now. Then I'm going to highlight the verbs. Isn't that awesome? And then I can click show labels and it'll tell me the verbs. Let's put some adjectives in here and the adjectives. So it's labeled them and colorized them. Love that. So I'm going to turn all of these back off. Now let's go over to the reading preferences over here. When you're reading, sometimes it's really helpful to isolate the text instead of seeing so much at one time. So this line focus really helps a lot. This one is a few lines, 5 lines at a time, 3 lines at a time, 2 lines, 1 or 2 lines. I guess this one's saying 1. Picture dictionary, that is amazing. I'm going to turn line focus off so you can see how picture dictionary works. Right now, if I were to click on something like bed, it will give me a picture of the bed. If I click on kids, let's see, it didn't work for that one, but notice there's no magic wand star. Do you see how when I'm on kids, it doesn't have a magic wand? But when I go down here to started, it turns into a magic wand. That means there's a picture dictionary picture with it. So it gives me kind of an idea of what started would look like. Let's see what else we've got. Then, so I love this. Dazed. Dazed is my favorite. Okay. All right. So then back to reading preferences. I was on picture dictionary, and now you can translate this as well. I can translate the entire page, or I can translate a bit of it. So let's just translate that bit. Maybe I first have to do this. I guess I did have to do the whole page on this one. So there, we've got it in Korean. Love it. And then if you need to go back to English, you can. There we go. So that is available for anything that you've got online. So remember, this was just an article online. And you know, see how this toolbar just kind of leaves and comes back again? See, it's gone and there it is again. You can pin it if you want it to stay. Now, how do I make this go away? Well, up here at the top, if I click the symbol at the top, it goes back to the original article. So that's how you can use all of those amazing features, the immersive reader with the text preferences and the grammar tools and the reading preferences and the translation all in one. And the one thing I didn't show you is that it would actually read it aloud to you in the other languages. So
Kimberly,
if you did translate.
I'm sorry, this is Emily. Am I correct that our students who are in the call should turn off their cameras during this meeting?
Oh, yes. I'm glad you noticed that.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate that. So, and if you have any questions about what Kimberly is showing, you can put that in the chat box. But we do have a student who has the camera on. If you could click on the camera icon in the meeting to turn off the camera, that will be fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. All right, so the last thing that I want to show you, and I've got time to do it, is how PDFs can be read in Edge. So let's go to a site where I know that online, you know, sometimes you're on a website and you'll click on something and it'll open up a PDF. So here is one that I have found, and I've just noticed that it's added a bar. Look at that toolbar. So that makes it so that I can do all kinds of things. Sure, I can zoom out, I can zoom in, I can even rotate it. Watch this. So sometimes when things come in the wrong direction, that's an easy way to rotate it. Look at that. This will fill the page. So you can make it, you know, zoom in, it'll go the entire width of what it is that you need. Let me make it bigger for you. We can still do the read aloud.
Grades K-5 family tips. Help kids post, comment, and upload responsibly.
Pretty cool. And then I've got to get that back, so I closed that. I can draw on this. Wow. So if I was asked by a teacher to read an article and circle all of the nouns, I could do that. If I was asked to maybe highlight something that I felt was really important or really resonated with me, I can do that. So now I've got a way to mark this text up when I click the little caret next to, you know, so like remember just a second ago I just clicked draw and it turned into a blue pencil. What if I didn't want blue? I can pick red. And I can also change the thickness. And how I did that is I just clicked the little arrow, the little caret drop down thing that's right next. I can change my highlighting color as well. So that gives you more options. So let's see what it looks like when I made a thicker red one. You see how that's red that's been selected and it's nice and thick. So now I can write on it. I was going to write good idea, but that's too thick. So now I want to erase that, because that's just too hard to read. So I'm going to go back and change it to thinner, and now I can write. Good idea. And I'm writing with my mouse, but if you've got a tablet or something that you can use your finger on a screen with, it makes it easier to do the inking. All right. And remember that eraser is right here if you need it. You could print this and you can also save it. So I like that idea. I can go ahead and I can save this to my OneDrive as a student. And if you're on a student device that's borrowed from the district, you will have your OneDrive, which is a cloud place to store things, and it will sync with your laptop. And you will just be able to save things right here that you can get to very easily. So this is how you could ink right onto a PDF. All right, so that is what I wanted to share with you. I'm going to zoom back over to the PowerPoint and take a sec to see and check in with Emily. Have we had any questions coming up in chat that we'd like to do out loud?
We don't have any questions so far, but I have one for you. We don't have any from the participants, but I'm curious, of all the wonderful things that you just showed, what's something that you think you couldn't live without?
Ooh, couldn't live without. Well, I love the read aloud feature, but
even as an adult, right? I use that all the time.
As much as the collections. You can see that I've already been using, and the favorites too. So I've already been using my favorites. You can see my toolbar. I mean, it's just the easiest way to make quick favorites, but collections is something unique to Edge that isn't really available with any of the other browsers in this way. And so that helps me to get organized. That's my favorite.
Thank
you. Do you have a favorite, Emily?
I was going to say the same kind of things. I use read aloud. I love listening to articles read aloud to me, but I have to say I love those collections because I have, like you, I have a collection for my different classes that I'm teaching. I have a collection of things that I want to read later on. It just makes it so nice to keep organized. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back to the PowerPoint. And I just wanted to remind you that there is this form. It's a quick, when you go to this website, it's a quick spot where you can give us your suggestions and ask a question. And I would, if you attended, I would love it if you guys could tell us how it went for you. Give us some suggestions. Your feedback will help us with future webinars. So if you have a phone, you can use the camera app to look at this QR code and it should go straight to the form. And let us know how today's webinar was, and if you learned something, share it with others. We've got other webinars that are coming on 5 different topics. I think we've got 15 total, so please join us in another webinar. I do want to say that there's ways that you can get help, and on a student laptop, you can click the question mark and you can submit for help. You can also go to the Family Support Center, which I will show you in a moment. You can use this phone number to call. Ooh, look at that. I've got, oh no, it's correct. So this is the correct phone number. For a moment there, I was like, oh. And then this is also the email that you can use in order to get help. So let me go to Edge and I will go back to my Tacoma Public website spot. So here we are at tacomaschools.org. And I want to point out that right up at the top, this black bar right next to earlier we were looking at schools. Let's look at families. And then this purple button says Family Support Center. If you click that, this is where the rest of our live webinars are. And you can also get technology help if you click one of these. And right here is a link to a whole playlist of videos. Emily Bannon is our video maker for our district. She has made so many amazing videos here that are helpful, and more are being added every day. So this is a great place for you to do sort of self-paced instruction if you wanted to kind of learn on your own about Immersive Reader. We looked a little bit at what Immersive Reader looks like in Edge, but here's a quick video tutorial on that, and you'll find so much more here. So that Family Support Center is a good stop, good place to go. You can learn about all kinds of things. So thank you very much for joining me to learn about the features of Edge. And I will look forward to seeing you guys at another webinar in the future. Bye.